Hello people, good morning, good afternoon and good evening. How is each and every single one of you doing today? My name is Sam, I'm your English confidence coach. I've been wondering for the last hour or so about your readiness to do the IELTS exam and how confusing things can be when it's time for you to do the hard work. When reality starts to kick in and you've only got a week or two until your exam date. How do you usually plan? How do you usually prepare? Are you familiar with the exam or not? Are you ready to go through it? Do you feel you're lacking any aspects? What are your strengths? Is it the listening section, the reading section, writing, or even the speaking? For today, I'll be talking about the speaking section. The speaking section is the fourth section in the exam. It contains 3 parts. Part 1, which is supposed to be making you comfortable, and it talks about 2 main topics. These topics include family, friends, holiday, work, study, neighborhood. Once you're done with that, you have part 2. Now in part 2, you will be given a topic card and you will be asked to prepare your answers. What do I mean? Okay, so the topic card requires you to describe something. For instance, a hobby, such as whatever your hobby is. Now, what is your hobby? And once you know that, you will have a series of 3 to 4 questions to answer, and you will be given only 1 minute to prepare your talk. And in this 1 minute, you'll be given pen and paper alongside an eraser, and you get to write your keywords. Once your keywords are ready, means your talk is also ready, and you're supposed to prepare this in only 1 minute. Once that's done, you will begin to talk. When you're ready to talk, you will just advise the examiner that I'm ready to begin my speech. Here, the examiner will not interrupt you at all, neither will he ask you any questions, and simply begin by starting the timer. Once the timer begins, you will start to talk, and be sure to be very careful and to go through all the topics, all the questions, all the answers, all your keywords. So you will go point by point by point, and don't miss anything, because that will definitely affect your score. Now, once you're done with that, of course, hoping that you will try to reach the 2 minutes as much as possible. Once you're done with that, you will go to part 3. Now, part 3 lasts between 4 to 5 minutes, and the examiner will be asking you in an interview format about the same topic that you've already spoke about in part 2. So the theme will be the same. For instance, if you were talking about hobbies, the question will be talking about hobbies or sports. For instance, if you were talking about education in part 2, part 3 will also be about education, but it's going to be a more in-depth theme. For instance, if you were talking about your education 5 years ago, in part 2, part 3, the examiner will be asking you, where do you see the education system 20 years from now? So it's related, but the questions are different, and it's much more intense. So you're supposed to give your prediction, analyze, opinion, and all of these are future tenses. Part 3 is all future tenses, unless you were asked to talk about the past. You will also have comparisons. You can get these questions as well. So don't be frightened, don't be nervous, be calm, and never say and ah. And ah. Please don't. A lot of students do it because they don't have anything to talk about, or it's just a force of habit, or it's part of your talk in your native language. So you take this and bring it to English as well. Don't do that. It affects your score. It affects your fluency. Another thing, you need to prepare your vocabulary beforehand. Improve yourself, improve your language. So instead of saying good, you will say amazing. Instead of saying bad, you will say terrible. Instead of saying I like, you will say I love, or I'm truly interested about, or I prefer. All of these words affect your vocabulary score. Speaking about that, how are you assessed in your speaking test? 4 categories: pronunciation, grammar, fluency, and vocabulary. And each one of these is a category that takes 25% of your total mark. So 25% for each one of these 4 categories. Now, do you believe that you can do it? If not, then I'm here for you, of course, at any time of the day. Plus, very soon, I'll be putting my course online for all of you to benefit from. And this course is to save you the time and the effort. Everything will be brought to you. I did all the hard lifting. All you have to do is just go over everything and you will pass with good marks. Your score will be elevated significantly in comparison to before. I wish you guys all the best in life. If you require any assistance, I'm here for you. My name is Sam, and I'm your English confidence coach. Thank you guys for being with me today. Have a good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Bye-bye.